next weekend I'm not going to be here, so I will need some volunteers next weekend.
We have India Elite next weekend, and then are we off a week, and then we go to
Right to Detroit. Good morning. Welcome to the first of 2 games here on a Sunday morning at the FedEx rink of the Lemieux Center. Gabe Egger is going to get the start today with Shadish, Mowry, Loya, and Caulfield. Penn's coming off a dominant 7-1 victory last night. That was game 2 for PHC yesterday. They had played the Pittsburgh Predators earlier in the day. They might have been a little tired. Today is going to be a more fair matchup. First game for each team here as we get started. The puck drops. PHC to control the faceoff. They did come out fast and furious last game. Franco in net today. Caulfield leaves it for Egger. Egger up the boards to Shadish. Controlled. Oh, big collision. Mowry and Egger running into each other. Shot blocked down by Caulfield, picked up by Shadish. Shadish the other way. Egger going for a change. He was a little dazed after running into the Big Rig Jr. Burkheiser on the ice. Nice forecheck. He comes away with a steal. Comes back to the blue line. Shadish is there to keep it in deep. Now it's going to be played high off the glass. Not an icing, though. Caulfield's going to be back to get it. Caulfield to Reeling. They're going to say not an icing as he plays it in deep. Julius up the boards. Markey fresh on the ice. Gets it at the point. Markey with a shot tipped by Julius just wide of the net. Burkheiser to Stahl. Back down to Burkheiser. Gets it over to Markey. Markey's shot. Big rebound to this corner. Burkheiser lays a check. Allows Julius to come in with the puck. Julius looking for Reeling in front of the net. Now he's just going to circle. Plays it back for Burkheiser. Burkheiser now circling. Almost gets it to Reeling. Nice interception there by PHC as the Pens were buzzing. Markey to Julius to Reeling. Reeling now slides one through, just through Julius's legs. And that's going to be an icing on PHC as the Pens with some good pressure there. A good scoring chance. It's going to capitalize. .14 left in the first. We'll get our first stoppage of play. Puck's one back to the point. Michael to Markey, is shot and a glove save. Gumenis is out there with Sullivan and Morgan. Gumenis wins another draw, back to Morgan, plays it up to Markey. Now Gumenis circling at the blue line. Throws one back to, this is Monheim now. Monheim chips it, I apologize. I thought that was Markey. Gunnar Morgan with a nice shot on net. Good save. Michael on a deep pinch, keeping that one in the zone. All forecheck pressure here by the Pens. Gumenis now drops it for Michael. Michael shoots, kicked aside, just wide. Monheim's down low for a rebound. Now Gunnar Morgan behind the net. Nice pass to Sullivan right in front of the net. Good save there. What a look from behind the goal lines. Morgan finding Sullivan all alone in front of the net. Michael to Monheim. His shot's going to be gloved down and saved. A lot of offensive zone time. Pressure there. And the Pens applying a lot of pressure here as Ferguson, Mowry, and Egger coming out. Face off one back to Loya. Trinity Morgan on the camera controls today. Appreciate the efforts. I can lay back and relax and watch the game. Caulfield on a pinch. Egger now through center ice. PHC is going to dump that one in. Loya is going to be first man back. He plays it up along the boards to Ferguson. Backhand pass to Egger. He's going to bump one off the boards to Mowry. Mowry gets it over to Egger. Egger all on in front of the net. Shot and a save. A good give and go between Edgar and Mowry. Those two producing a lot yesterday as well together. A big, powerful combination for the Pens. Burkheiser's going to come on to take the draw. Reeling and Julius to his sides with Stahl and Markey on defense. Markey on a pinch, keeps this one in the zone. He's going to circle behind the net. Now the puck comes to the near corner. He drops it for Burkheiser. Burkheiser has control through a little bit of traffic. Puck comes up the boards. Julius is there, plays it out to Markey, who was out of the zone, though. Markey makes a man miss. Now it's a turnover. It's going the other way. Stahl gets back in good position there. It's going to be an offsides. Not an offsides. Now it's going to be an offsides. The players knew it. They stopped. And the referee called it about 2 seconds later. So we'll take a neutral zone face-off here. Burkheiser to take the draw. Burkheiser wins it clean to Markey. Slides it over to Stahl. Stahl chips one off the boards. Up to PHC, who's going to play it back into the zone. And I believe that one might have gone on net. Franco held it there. So now we'll take a defensive zone face-off. All three zones for Burkheiser here in the face-off draw. This one off to PHC. Now it's going to be intercepted, just tipped, I should say, by Julius. Now Reeling comes in. He plays it cross ice to get it into the zone, but PHC will be the first person there. Back to Burkheiser, center ice to Reeling. Reeling now gains the zone. Pulls up, plays it back to Markey. Markey's shot deflected down. Burkheiser takes his man down for a moment. Now Stahl has it. Stahl throws it back in. Picked up by Burkheiser at the blue line. Markey circling. Gets it up ice to Gumenes. Gumenes leaves it for Morgan. Tipped away there by PHC. Played out to center ice, and Monheim's first man there. Monheim picking it up. Driving through to the blue line. Now Gunnar Morgan circling back to pick it up. Slides it over to Michael. He's looking up ice. No one's home, so he brings it back D to D to Monheim. Makes a man miss. Nicely gets it over to Sullivan. His pass back to Monheim, broken up. Gunnar Morgan smartly waiting there not to be at offsides. Well, the delayed offsides, treacherous at the 13-0 level. Monheim back to Morgan. Chips it into the zone, allows Gumenes to give chase. Puck coming up off the boards. Michael is going to corral it, plays it over to Monheim, up to Gunnar Morgan. Driving into the zone, leaves it for Gumenes along the boards. Gumenes pinwheeling out of trouble, back hands it up to Monheim, down to Morgan. His shot deflected before it got on net. Now Michael races back to center ice. A lot of pressure here by the Pens. Sullivan tipping it into the zone. PHC is going to just try to skate this one out and try to get it deep and go for a change, and they will. 44 going to go all the way coast to coast. Caulfield makes his shot go high and wide over the net. Nice drive there by PHC. Caulfield up the boards to Morgan. Slides it out of the zone up to the blue line, almost out. Loya's there now. He does get it out to Gumenes. Gumenes is going to spin back. Gets it up ice to Loya. Loya's going to lead the charge into the zone. Fresh off a beautiful goal yesterday. He's deep below the goal line as Ferguson comes on for a fresh change and gets after a forecheck. Now PHC is going to throw it in deep. Franco stops the puck there, leaves it for Loya. Now Ferguson. Ferguson skating it up to Egger. Egger makes a man miss. Good back check by the PHC, as I thought Egger was going to be all alone. And Egger returns the favor with a thunderous hit into the boards. Caulfield now reverses it to Loya. Loya slides it over to Shadish. Shadish up ice to Ferguson with speed into the zone. Spinning through some trouble. Nice move there. Egger has his stick. I'm sorry, the puck was knocked out. Then he knocked the man's stick out of his hands. Puck goes into our D zone. Stahl lays a good hit. Egger comes over to help. Puck almost gets on net. Caulfield's there to retrieve it. Plays it up the boards to Shadish. Shadish slides one out of the zone. Ferguson on a forecheck, applying the pressure. Shadish has it for a moment. Oh, thrown cross ice dangerously there. Shadish is going to get it to the red line, takes a hit. And he's going to get it in deep. PHC's first man there. Ferguson on a nice forecheck. Almost tied up his man nicely. Markey deep on a pinch. Plays up to Stahl at the point. His shot goes wide of the net. Now Markey has it again. Markey's not playing defense today. He's down low. Plays it back to Julius. A little give and go. Shot, rebound, Stahl's there, still loose. Shipped softly into the corner. Burkheiser gives chase. PHC is going to play it in deep. Franco leaves it for Markey. Markey's going to make a man miss. Now he's taking the ice in front of him. Markey still going. Markey on a wraparound, tries a short angle shot that's deflected short of the net. Burkheiser's pass gets deflected and out of the zone. Now Michael's going to throw it back in. Julius on the initial forecheck. Now it comes all the way out. Nice pass there. Monheim slides it over to Michael. Back to Monheim. Up to Julius. Throws it in deep for Burkheiser to give chase. Now Rilling comes over with Julius. Monheim goes to a pinch, but PHC gets behind him, and there's Michael to retrieve it, though. Good defensive play by Michael. Shot just wide of the net. Shot and a blocker save. Burkheiser plays it around the boards. Now he comes back to him as the defenseman was out of position for PHC. Gunnar Morgan through center ice. PHC brings it back in the defensive zone. Michael leaves it for Sullivan, picked up there by PHC. Now Gumenis is on the ice. Gets one up to Morgan. He's going with Sullivan, 2-on-3 the other way. Morgan goes wide left. Tries to center pass to Sullivan on a second attempt that gets through. Sullivan slid down a little low. PHC looking a lot faster today. Oh, they had a man streaking. Nice save off the face mask by Franco. Gumenis pokes this one free to Morgan. His bump pass just wide of Sullivan. 5 minutes left in the first. Scoreless game here. PHC showing a lot more speed today. They've had some decent scoring chances. Franco doing wonderful in net. Sullivan gets it. It's up to the point. Gumenis circling back with the puck. Showing a little bit of speed and power there. Breaking through an arm tackle. Spinning out of trouble. Throws one high over Caulfield's stick, and it's going to be a breakaway the other way for the PHC, and a big save for Franco. Franco standing tall on a breakaway as Gumenis' pass back to the point was high over the stick of Caulfield, and that led to a breakaway that Franco ate up. 4:23 left in the first. Pretty even game here. 0-0 is the score. Mary now plays it up along the boards. Woya's going to be first man back. He drops one. Now Mary swipes at it. Shadish with a big hit. Runs his man over. And Mary tries to play it, but not out. PHC doing a good job keeping pressure on here. Shadish laying another check. Now Caulfield throwing his weight around. Played up to the point. PHC down to the half boards. Below the goal line now. Shot blocked. Caulfield and Woya both got a piece of that one. Drove it wide into the corner, and Maury's going to ice it. They're going to wave the icing off. I guess they thought PHC might have touched that. That allows Edgar to come on a nice forecheck. Plays it over to Shadish. His pass is intercepted, though, and it's going the other way for a 2-on-1. Markey with a nice job blocking that pass. Now Edgar the other way. Toe drags past a man. And another man. And he gets a backhand shot on net. Good individual effort there at Edgar to drive hard to the net. Stahl leaves it for Shadish. He gets run into the corner. Burkheiser and Julius on now. PHC coming out. Nice back check there by Julius. Stahl comes up on a pinch. 2-on-2 the other way. Reeling covering back for Stahl. Puck come up the boards to Julius. Slides it through to Burkheiser. Burkheiser up the boards and into the zone. Puck going the other way. Shot just wide of the net, coming all the way around to Reeling. Now it's to Burkheiser. Reeling chips one down there, no one below the goal line. Puck comes up to the blue line, shot, glove down, save. And with 1:51 left in the first, we remain scoreless. Shot saved down by Franco. Gumenes picks it up below the goal line. Now he's going to flick one out with his backhand. Glove down by PHC at center ice. Gumenes back to his blue line. Intercepted there, and that's going to be an offsides on PHC with 1:30 left in the first. Gumenes wins the faceoff back to Michael. Over to Monheim, back to Michael. Back to Monheim. Up ice here to Sullivan. Now comes cross ice, picked up by Monheim. He's going to skate it in, allows Gumenes to pick up the loose puck. Backhanded back to the point. Monheim's there. His shot deflected, picked up by Gumenes. His shot is deflected wide of the net. Now Michael with a blast that gets blocked down. Good defensive positioning by PHC. Gumenes toe dragging through some traffic in the neutral zone. He's getting harassed. Good effort here by PHC. Monheim gets back now. Puck gets bounced back into the D zone for Michael. Sullivan tries chipping this one into the zone. Now Egger goes on the forecheck. Caulfield's first man back. Caulfield ties his man up, leaves it for Egger. He overskates it for a moment, plays it up the boards now to Ferguson. Ferguson's got Shadish. They stay on side together. Ferguson goes wide right, plays it back to Caulfield. Caulfield's shot deflected, tipped wide of the net for Loya to pick it up with 10 seconds left in the period. He chips one over to Egger. Puck's loose at his feet. He's got it now. 5 seconds remaining in the period. He's going to turn, spin, shoots wide of the net. Caulfield's there, and that's going to do it. So at the end of one, it's 0-0, a much closer game than yesterday after one. As expected, PHC not as tired perhaps. I'm sorry?
Where's the Commodore at?
Yeah, it's a solo broadcast tonight.
Oh, then the better guy. I don't get a headset there. No.
And the second period face-off comes from Burkheiser to Reeling. He pushes it in deep into the zone. Now he pulls up. Plays it through some traffic to Burkheiser. Burkheiser behind the goal line looking. Plays it up to Caulfield at the point. Caulfield back down to Burkheiser. Burkheiser shot wide of the net, but Loya's there to retrieve it. He plays it down low for Julius. Off of Reeling's skates. Loya on the pinch. Stick down there by Julius to Reeling. Reeling takes a hit, throws it into the corner. Julius on a good forecheck. Now Caulfield has it, plays it back down into the boards. Penn's going for a change here. Burkheiser comes away for a steal. Backhands it just out of reach of Loya. To Markey. Ferguson now into the offensive zone with some speed. Puck kept in the zone nicely by Mowry. PHC controls it out through the red line. Here they come the other way. Stahl back in good position. Drives his man wide. Takes his man hard into the boards. And that's going to be the first penalty of the game. Stahl did a great job driving his man wide. He turned at the last moment and he continued that check right into the boards. A roughing call with 13:37 left in the second period. Ferguson and Mowry will be out there together. Ferguson chasing here. Shot just wide of Franco. Big opportunity for PHC in a scoreless game right now. Markey's attempt doesn't get out. Penn's a little bit out of position at the moment now. Ferguson back in there. Michael and Markey with Mowry and Ferguson. Long shot blocked down by Michael before it got on net. Kept in the zone nicely by PHC. Mowry drives his man wide, prevents a shot from being taken. Now he's closing off that shooting lane. Shot from the point, pad save. And Franco's going to hold it with 52 seconds left on the penalty kill. Morgan and Shadish will come on the ice with Monheim and Loya. Loya's tying up his man, taking on two people there at the below the goal line. Puck comes out to the point. Shot, pad, save into the corner. Monheim's first person there. He's tying up two PHC players. Puck comes out to PHC, though. They're controlling the other way. Centering pass, almost out of the zone. Shadis now challenging. Another shot, stick down. I think that was Loya's stick that drove that one below the goal line. Keeping the puck off Franco the best they can. 18 seconds left in the penalty kill. Monheim takes his man to the corner. PHC comes in to help out. Now Morgan's there. He takes his man into the boards. Pass comes out to the top of the circle. Morgan challenges. PHC walking in. Monheim in a good shooting lane. Now Loya takes the man out, and the penalty is over. Stahl's going to come to the bench. On the second period, this is going to be a long change. Gumenis coming back into the zone. He's out there now with Morgan and Shadish. Monheim plays it up to Gumenis. Now Loya has it below the goal line, picked off at the blue line, tipped in front of the net all alone. Just wide of the net. Gunnar Morgan takes his man into the boards. Puck stays below the goal line. And now PHC is going to play it to the point. No one's there, though. PHC coming all the way back. Now Egger comes away with an interception. Plays it over to Gumenis, who's still out there. Sweeney now comes away with it for PHC. Egger comes away with a steal. He's going to lead a 2-on-2 the other way. His shot wide and high over the net. Caulfield takes a hit but keeps it in the zone nicely. Sullivan ties his man up below the goal line. Now Egger comes away with it, tries to chip it to Gumenes. Couldn't get a shot off. And this one tipped just wide of Caulfield. Good back check there by Egger. Plays a bump pass up to Gumenes. Gumenes and Sullivan, 2-on-2 the other way. PHC controls. Gumenes' stick knocked that one down. Now he comes away with a steal, plays it up to Michael at the point. Back down the boards to Gumenes. Sauces one over to Michael. Deflects off his stick down low to Caulfield. He cycles it low for Egger. Egger to Sullivan. His pass to Caulfield's broken up. Caulfield runs his man over. Both players take a tumble to the ice, and it's PHC that controls out the other way. Michael's going to be first man back. He leaves it. Caulfield wasn't there, though, and centering pass comes out all the way to the point for PHC. Egger's first man there. Now Reeling comes over, gets it out of the defensive zone, gets it back to Burkheiser, chips it over to Michael. Michael to Egger, tips it into the zone. Reeling on a forecheck. Now Julius and Burkheiser join. Julius takes his man to the boards. Puck's still loose by PHC, though, and they're going to get it out to Markey at the red line. Deflected off of Burkheiser's stick. Played nicely by the goalie of PHC. And a good clear there by PHC is going to get it deep, but not an ice, allow them to change. Stahl leaves it for Markey. Markey plays it back to Stahl. Stahl up to Julius. He's got some space. He's going to skate it. Tanner gets knocked over, but leaves it for Markey. Markey throws one short angle on net. Puck comes back to center ice. Now this one flipped up and over. PHC is going to play it out. Puck comes up to Markey, bangs it off the boards just wide of Julius. Now up to Reeling. Reeling plays it up to Julius. Julius is passed, broken up, knocked out of center ice. And Monheim's going to retreat. Halfway through the game, no scorer here as we're tied 0-0 early in this morning contest. Monheim back at his own blue line, plays it over to Stahl. Swings it back to Monheim. He's going to play it high off the glass for an icing. 7:41 left in the second. Face-off one right back into Franco. Yeah, I'm not worried about that area right there, though. Well, you adjust it as you see fit. The Big Rig Jr. coming fast the other way with a nice pass to Shadish. Shadish tries to get it back to the Big Rig. Knocked down, though. PHC playing much stronger defensively today after giving up 7 goals yesterday. Shadish here gets this one knocked away. PHC fast the other way, floats one off glove by Monheim. Michael tries to clear it, but not out. Kept in the zone. Good centering pass, broken up. Franco's down. Played that one with his stick. Momentary wraparound chance denied. Michael chasing. Puck up to the point. PHC showing some offensive life here. Now it comes up to Maury at the blue line. He's going to skate it out. We have a 4-on-2 the other way. Morgan's going hard to the net. Maury's looking for a drop pass. He's got Monheim and Shadish. Good defensive play by PHC, though. Denied the pass attempt. Shadish slides through a man. A 4-on-2 for the Pens. And this game stays scoreless. Gumenis and Sullivan on now. Loya comes away with it, leaves a soft pass for Gumenis. He's there with a 3-on-2 now. Ferguson takes a hit, tries to get it up. Now he gloves it back down to himself, and he gets a great backhand attempt. Loya's shot just wide of the net. Ferguson's first man on the puck. A flurry of activity. Ferguson with a great backhand from in close. Leaves it for Sullivan. Gets that knocked away. Gumenis is going to play it back to the point to Loya. Loya's shot deflected down. Big hit there by Ferguson. Knocks the man's stick out of his hands. Ferguson's going to submarine underneath the defender now. Him and Sullivan battling in the corner. Puck's still there. You can see it being kicked around. And now it's going to bounce out towards the net, and Gumenis gave chase. Thought he might be the first man there. And that'll be a stoppage of play with 5:31 left in the second. We remain scoreless. First goal is certainly going to be very important in this one. PHC out through center ice. Loya ties his man up, allows Sullivan to get it, who backhands it to Loya, but stolen away by PHC. Now Gumenis has it. He plays it up to the point. Kept in, deflected, on net. Great pad save by Franco as this one comes up to Sullivan at the blue line. He's got a 3-on-2 the other way, just wide of Ferguson, but Ferguson's speed picks it up. He's got Gumenis with him. Sullivan's attempt knocked down. Now it's up to Loya at the point. Loya's shot just wide of the net. Gumenis is there for the rebound. Gumenis fighting hard today. That's a clearing out pass by PHC. Deflected by Loya. Good stick there. Up to Ferguson. Ferguson now to Caulfield. Caulfield's going to rifle this one in. Gumenis gives chase. To Reeling. Reeling slides it to Julius in front of the net. Bouncing puck, still loose. Nice forecheck by Gumenis and Reeling, and Julius had himself a nice one-timer attempt. And Burkheiser's going to take the draw to the left of the netminder. Face off there, controlled. Reeling back to Julius. Julius' shot blocked down before he can get there. Now Stahl's going to backhand one down to Burkheiser. Slides it over to Reeling. Reeling to Julius. Julius just going to get the shot off. Nice puck movement from Burkheiser to Reeling back to Julius. Puck coming up to the Pens. Reeling's going to chip it into the zone and give chase. And that's going to be an icing with 3:46 left in the period. Icing on the PHC allows the Pens to get an offensive zone draw. Burkheiser wins it to Reeling, up to Michael, over to Monheim. Burkheiser does a nice job just keeping this one in the zone, but now it's going to pop out. Monheim just misses with Reeling. Puck's deep into the zone. Puck's floating back and forth. Pens giving chase each way here. Now Julius has it. Drives his man to the boards. Monheim steps up. Puck comes back to center ice for Burkheiser. PHC controlling Shadish on for Reeling here. Julius now swoops back at the blue line. Plays it over to Michael. To Monheim. Up ice to Burkheiser, who tips it on net. And they're just going to freeze it there. And with 2:53, we remain scoreless here in the second. Pretty even game. Shots on goal appear to be even at 13-12. Pens will go for another change. Mowry, Egger, Shadish, Caulfield, and Loya out there together. Face-off won by PHC, high off the glass. Awkward bounce. Rims all the way back to the FedEx logo. Picked up, though, by PHC. Caulfield rubs his man off the puck. Nice job separating his man from the puck. Bounces one off to Loya. Up to Mowry, but through his stick. Shot, glove down by Franco and held. And we'll get a face-off to the left of Franco. Egger's going to take this draw. One back to PHC to the point. Wraparound opportunity. Stop there. Back to the point. Long shot. Blocked down. Puck was loose for a moment. Now Caulfield picks it up, and he's going to throw it into the netting. A couple years from now, that'll be a delay of game penalty, but for now, we'll just do a defensive zone draw. We'll do it all over again. 2:15 left in the second. Face-off one forward by PHC, and they're going to score. Right off the draw, they won it forward, and the center who won it scooped one just over the glove of Franco. And that's going to be the first goal for the PHC Hockey Club. Pens will go for a change. Gumenes, Morgan, and Sullivan with Stahl and Markey. Markey plays it over to Sullivan. Sullivan gets it in deep, allows PHC to go, or allows PHC to get out here. Now Stahl chasing back the other way. Good steal. Oh, that was a favorable call for a PHC as Gumenes came away with a loose puck, but I guess they called it delayed offsides as it was knocked away there momentarily by Stahl. So the Pens find themselves down by one with a minute 45 left in the second. A far cry from their 7-goal output yesterday. Gunnar Morgan now circling, spinning out of some trouble. Puts it on his backhand. Nice centering pass to Sullivan. Gumenes swoops in to pick up the loose puck. Gumenes winds up a shot, rips one on net. And that one's going to be saved and gloved down by the PHC netminder. New goalie in net for PHC today, number 80. Gumenes to take the draw to the left of the netminder. Gumenes wins it back straight through our defense. So Markey's going to give chase. Markey chips a high one, high off the glass. And deep into the zone. Gumenes and Sullivan on a forward check. They're going to wave off the icing. Good break there for the Pens as Gumenes is going to swoop in for the steal. He chips one up the boards to Stahl, who knifes it forward. Now Gumenes tries to rifle one through, but it's going to get knocked down, and Markey's back for a one-on-one. He plays his man nicely off the puck, and that's going to be frozen there by Franco with 46 seconds left in the period. The Pens looking to get a little offense going. Burkheiser's lines coming out. Monheim and Michael on defense, Rilling and Julius on the wing. Michael's going to be there, plays it around the boards, up to the point, but not out. Long shot, bodied down by Franco. And we'll do it again. This one to Monheim, who's going to rifle one around to Julius, but through his stick. Kept in the zone momentarily by PHC, but it's going to be Michael leading the charge out the other way. Michael's got a 4-on-2 with Julius reeling. Shot and a save. Good play by Michael to come away with the steal. Julius got it to reeling. Didn't get off a clean shot. Might have moved that one back to Julius. Face-off one from Burkheiser to Reeling. Now Julius tries to play to the point, but intercepted by PHC. Shot, glove down, and we'll do another in-zone, defensive zone face-off here with 8 seconds left in the period. Face-off shot just high over the net. And a great shot and a save on a deflection by Franco. And that's going to do it after 2. All scoreless for a long period of that game, but PHC getting the last goal with about 3 minutes left in the second, and it's going to be a 1-0 PHC lead heading into the third. Penn's got 15 minutes to get a little bit of offense going here. And Gumenes' line will start the period with Maury, Edgar, Loya, and Caulfield. So a little bit of a line change here. Edgar is going to move to right wing. He's going to get out there with Gumenes and Maury. Maury is going to win this one into the zone. Shot deflected off the post by Edgar. And an immediate good scoring chance for the Pens. Now Loya sneaking down. His shot off the paddle of the goalie. Edgar with a big hit. Might have been a high hit, but a huge hit. Caulfield throwing it down. Nice life here by the Pens to start the third. Loya drives his man to the ice, allows Edgar to swoop back through center ice. His pass gets up to Maury. Over to Gumenes. Gumenes through some traffic. Puts it on his backhand, spinning. Circling through the offensive zone. Oh, almost lost it on the blue line. Gets it over to Stahl. Stahl's got a good shooting lane. Shot. And eaten up by the goalie. Good opening minute for the Pens. Maury to Edgar on a tip off the post. Gunnar Morgan's going to run center here with Sullivan and Ferguson, Stahl and Markey. It's a 2-on-1 going the other way. Shot saved by Franco. Big save by Franco to keep this game at a 1-score deficit. That was a loose puck in the offensive zone that Stahl and Morgan both went for, but PHC punched it out for a 2-on-1. Morgan wins this draw back to Stahl. Stahl takes a hit, tries to get it over to Ferguson, and he does. Puck stays in the defensive zone, back to the point. Shot blockered into the corner by Franco. Centering pass broken up by Markey. Now Sullivan's there. He spins out of trouble, takes a hit into the boards. Now Stahl rides into the boards. Puck comes out to PHC after a long battle on the near boards. Shot from the point, stick to side after an initial save by Franco. Play down low, shot paddled, save to the corner, and another shot and a save. What a play by Franco to keep this where it is. Gunnar Morgan's going to break it out the other way. Through a little bit of traffic, gets kicked over to Ferguson. Ferguson looks to shoot and score just high over the net. Here comes Ferguson, slashing in, tries to play it up. Reeling now fresh on the ice. The Pens need to go for a change. It's been in a long session here. Ferguson gets driven into the boards. Reeling has it, makes a man miss from his knees, throws one on net just through the crease. Now Burkheiser has it. He gets tied up behind the net. Reeling's there. Reeling leaves it back for Burkheiser, who's circling right at the blue line, keeps it in just nearly. Now it's Michael. Shot high and wide over the net. Burkheiser and Reeling were crashing that net. Now Reeling finds himself in front of the net, shoots one short angle, save. Played up to Burkheiser. Reeling throws it on net, picked up there by PHC, and they're just going to try to ice it out. They can't. They do get it out of the zone. Michael goes the other way as PHC was going for a change. Up to Reeling, but off his stick. Now Reeling has it back. Gets it to Burkheiser. Throws it deep into the zone. Julius there on the forecheck. Nice steal there. Julius was harassing his man, and Burkheiser swooped in for the momentary steal. PHC does throw it in deep, though. Michael plays it up ice. Kept in the zone by PHC. Shot off of his stick. Reeling's just going to tip it in and go for a change. Burkheiser stays on for the forecheck. Shadish comes away with a loose puck here at the blue line. His shot goes wide into the corner. Big hit by Shadish. Drives his man to the ice. Now Shadish throws another man to the ice. Now Mowry comes in and cleans a man up. Good physicality here from the Pens. Puck now loose in front. Mowry with a touch pass to Egger. His shot blocked. Caulfield reaches for it, but that one's going to get out of the zone as the Pens turning up the physicality. Caulfield drops it for Loya. Not there. Going to be picked up by PHC. Egger swoops in for the loose puck. Sauces a backhand out to Shadish just over his stick. A very close offsides call goes in the favor of the Pens. Pens came with a lot of speed and power on that shift. Nice pass from Mowry to Edgar, who blasted a one-timer right off of a sliding defender for PHC. Markey and Stahl play catch in the defensive zone. Gumenis is out there with Sullivan and Morgan. Gumenis now circles back to the red line. Gets one up to Gunnar Morgan, leaves it for Gumenis, overskates it, so now Morgan's going to get it back. Puts a deke on, gets a puck into the zone. PHC controls. Back to Markey at the red line. Over to Stahl. Up to Morgan. Morgan takes a hit. Gets it over to Gumenis, though. Gumenis pivots, spins out of some trouble. Now makes a man miss. Plays it over to Morgan. Centering pass to Gumenis. Tipped just wide of the net. PHC comfortable just getting this puck loose and deep. Now Monheim up ice to Ferguson, to Gumenis. Gumenis driving the net, taking two men with him. Reeling comes away with it, plays it up to Monheim. His shot deflected, tipped just wide of the net. Reeling comes away with it below the goal line. Now it gets knocked off his stick. Puck comes out the other way, and it's a bouncing puck. Michael gets a nice pass up to Reeling. Reeling into the zone. Leaves it for Monheim. His one-timer fan down. It's going to be a breakaway the other way. And Franco's up to the challenge. What a save by Franco. Michael's going to throw this one out through center ice. Ferguson and Burkheiser give chase. Played it back to Loya, over to Caulfield. Back to Loya. His cross-ice pass picked off. Thrown on to Franco, who's going to sort of freeze it. Now he does freeze it. Pens will go for a change. 8 minutes left in the contest. Egger's out there to take the draw. PHC's come away with it. Big hit by Caulfield, drives his man into the boards. Centering pass comes all the way out to Shadish, over to Egger. Egger leading the rush the other way, gets it knocked off his stick just momentarily. PHC skating hard the other way. And that one's going to be saved and frozen by Franco. 1-0 the score. PHC on top. 7 minutes and 19 seconds left for the Pens to make something happen. Egger to take the defensive zone draw. Puck stays in the zone, bouncing puck. Mavry plays it over to Shadish. Big hit there. Shadish gets it in deep, though. Shadish now comes away with the puck in the defensive zone, plays it back to Caulfield. Caulfield's looking for Aloya. Puck still loose. Now Gumenis gets back to get it. And the puck's bouncing all over center ice here. The Big Rig Jr. gets it. He plays it in deep. Gumenis on the forecheck with Julius and Sullivan. A little bit of line changing here late in the game. Penn's trying to get a bit of a spark. Julius is running out there with Gumenis and Sullivan. Nice forecheck by Julius. That one bounces over Sullivan's stick, though, and out of the zone. Plays it back to Markey at the blue line. Good forecheck pressure by PHC. Markey throws his man off the puck. Now he spins out a little bit of trouble, throws it high off the glass and all the way out of the zone. Rimmed around the boards here for Julius. Julius going to give a swipe at it up to center ice. PHC controlling. Cross ice pass picked up by Markey. Touch pass up to Gumenis. He toe drags through a little bit of traffic here. Gets off a shot high and wide over the net. Sullivan plays it over to Gumenis. Up to the point for Michael. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the contest. Pens have yet to find the back of the net. Gumenis drives his man into the boards. Gunnar Morgan centering pass to Monheim. Oh, he just intercepted that as Reeling was sliding right in for it. Just the way today's game has gone for the Pens. Just a little bit out of sync. Monheim on a pinch, gets around him the other way. Michael plays it up the boards. Gunnar Morgan on the forecheck here. Monheim comes up, but a man gets around him. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. Shot goes wide of the net. Reeling gets it over to Burkheiser. Burkheiser skates it up to Morgan. Morgan's going to make his man miss. Driving hard to the net. Shot, pad, save into the corner. Now Morgan comes away with a steal in front of the net. Slides it over to Reeling, but he couldn't get a shot off. Burkheiser up to the, he fakes it to the point. Slides it over to Morgan as Caulfield was slashing hard to the net. Shot gets deflected into the corner of the net. Long shot from the point, glove down by Franco. With 3:44 left in the game, Edgar, Mowry, and Ferguson out there together. PHC rims the puck all the way around the boards the other way. Egger swoops in here on the half boards. Gets it up to Ferguson. Ferguson getting knocked off the puck. Mowry steps into one and a great save. He knocked the goalie over with that shot, and PHC would just ice it to give themselves some breathing room. Great shot by Mowry. Really stepped into that one from close range. Egger wins this draw back to Loya. Loya slides one over to Ferguson. Plays it up to the point for Caulfield. PHC, though, out of some trouble. Now they get it out to center ice. 2:49 left in the game. Caulfield now up to Mowry. Over to Edgar. Edgar driving wide right. Puts the brakes on. Tries a backhand pass that gets broken up. PHC gets it out the other way, and it's a one-on-one. Loya getting back. Shot and in. Just under the blocker of Franco. And the Pens find themselves down by 2 late in the contest. Good speed there by PHC. They got the angle, just went short side. And the Pens find themselves in a hole here with 2:28 left in the third, down 2-0. Gumenis out there with Shadish and Sullivan. Markey slides one over to Stahl. Sullivan drives wide right. Throws one cross ice to Shadish through his stick. Good chance there for the Pens. Gumenis on a back check comes away with the steal. Up to Sullivan. In the D zone, he slides through some traffic. Puck's still loose here. PHC controls. Pens might consider pulling the goalie soon. Shadish gets it over to Gumenis. Pens do pull the goalie. We got an empty net situation here with 1:45 left in the game. Burkheiser is going to be the sixth skater on. And Markey comes away with the steal. Throws it up to Shadish. Up to the point for Stahl. Minute 28 and counting. Shot by Stahl gets through, and it's saved. And the Pens will go for a change. They're going to put Reeling, Julius, and Edgar out there, with Burkheiser, Michael, and Monheim. Burkheiser to take the offensive zone draw. Rimmed around the boards. Nice play by Monheim, keeps it in. Julius now there in the corner. Gets it over to Reeling. Reeling spinning. Looking for Burkheiser in the slot. He shoots and scores! What a shot from the faceoff dot. Reeling to Burkheiser. And that gives the Pens a first goal of the game with 1:07 remaining. Pulled the goalie. Franco's going to be about halfway here. Burkheiser to take another draw. Monheim's going to softly play it in the zone. It should be an ice. It's not going to be an icing. It was close. 1 minute remaining. That is going to be an icing with 54 seconds. He went for it. He was pretty close to getting it. 6-on-5. Pens keep the same 6 out there. It's Burkheiser, Reeling, Julius, Edgar, Monheim, and Michael. Face-off one from Burkheiser to Reeling to Michael, just off his stick. Michael up to Edgar. Puck still bouncing in front of the net. Julius is there. He's just going to skate it out. Gets it up to Reeling. Reeling's going to play deep into the zone for Edgar to give chase to. 30 seconds and counting. Edgar ties his man up. Now Reeling below the goal line. Puck comes over to Monheim. And out. And that's going to just about do it for the Pens. Julius swoops back. Actually, the 15 seconds remaining. Monheim has it one last time. Off of his stick. Julius again keeps it free and off the net. And that's going to do it with 2 seconds left. They get an empty netter. And the Pens are going to go down 3-1 here in the opening contest of today's game. And that'll do it here. 3-1 after that empty net goal. We'll catch you this afternoon. See everyone soon.